So how much money do these Snow League athletes actually make when it all comes down to it? That story and more, going to get right down to it. Snow League, Shaun White, Snow League, stop number 2 of the young season. It's a 4-stop tour. And I just started thinking to myself today, like, what's the money breakdown? How much are these athletes coming away with? I'll tell you what, it's a big number, and no other competitions have been giving away numbers like this. I want to get right into it. Hey, subscribe, like, and share. I know you might be on the fence about it, but look, the show's not going anywhere. It is the Access Media Snowboard Tour. We're going to be going large to Aspen, Steamboat, Copper, and to Italy, doing all the shows from those locations. So stay with us, join the journey, and let's get down to business. All right, let's get into it. The price, what does it cost? What does it make? What do you get? What's the payout? Is this money that, is this real deal money? Look, I've talked about the story before. I've talked about Shaun White Snow League and how much money these guys can make. And I've also talked about how it can change snowboarding. Now, look, I got some flack from some people who are hitting back and telling me that Shaun White has not done anything for snowboarding. And I'll tell you right now, Shaun White has done so much for snowboarding. And the fact that he keeps giving, take a look at yourself sometime. What are you doing for snowboarding to keep it going? But Shaun White, of course, one of the goats of snowboarding halfpipe, the Snow League kicking off. Here's the numbers. You see them right there. The numbers don't lie. $50,000 for first place, 20 G's for second place, third place, 10 grand, fourth place, 5 grand. And then if you get 5th through 8, I mean, look, $2,500, right, for that. Here's the deal, though. Look at those top 10 snowboarders, whether it be on the women's side or the men's side. And they're the best of the best. So it's not like it's an easy deal. Oh, look, just turn up in 3rd place and you walk away with 10 grand. It ain't like that, Smokey. You've got to put the time in, and you're going against the best in the world. All right, so there you go. All 36 competing athletes will receive $5,000 appearance fee for event. And if you look back at that over the years, that was an X Games model. X Games would pay some riders that were the top of their league, or they put up in hotels. They would do a little something different. Well, so Shaun White, of course, giving back, doing this. Look, there's no guarantee. When you're competing in other events, you're getting any sort of $5,000 appearance fee. That doesn't exist. Total prize for us, they say $2.2 million. It's a lot of money, right? But what these numbers do not show you is the fact if you win the season, if you outright win the frickin' season, that's $160,000 besides all that money. So go win. Let's say you win 3 of the events. There's $150,000 right there combined with 160. Do the math. $310,000 for a year of snowboarding. So I don't know how you want to look at that. Let's look at the women's standings right now. Sina Tomita, top spot. You get those 100 points right there for the win. And since one competition has happened, there's been one win. Sina Tomita was first at that event. Who was second? None other than USA's Maddie Mastro, doing it from Mammoth. A 90 from Maddie in that number 2 spot. And then Gayan Choi from Korea, a 72. So those are your 1, 2, 3. So those are the 3 that have the lead going into it, right? So if you're Sina Tomita and you're able to lock that down and get another win, you're at 200 points. But I don't think Maddie Mastro is going to roll over too easy because Maddie Mastro's got the skills to pay the bills, and she's always going to be up in that top echelons when it comes down to it. So just because Sina Tomita was the one to get that first spot, trust me in this one, Maddie Mastro can do just that, and she can come away with the win. Chloe Kim is not competing in this, so that's one thing that's on that side. She's not competing. So that's one person, one less person who's going to be at the top of a podium, or at least in the top 3 no matter what, not in there. So does that open it up for someone else? You got to think it does, right? It's a 4-stop tour, too, as well. So we talk about the 4 stops and how they work out. So here's the numbers right here. So last year in Aspen Snowmass on March 7th and 8th, that was the first event. So that was the first one. So that's why they say it's a 4-stop tour. Yunding Snow Park, that's coming up. That's December 4th through 6th. So that's coming up this weekend The NBC broadcast, I don't know why it's so far off, but the NBC broadcast for snowboarding is going to be December 21st. But streaming, you'll be able to watch these on the Peacock. So make sure you got the Peacock. And two, also, the Peacock is one of the best streaming services when it comes to snowboarding and free skiing out there because they always carry pretty much everything. Youngdean Snow Park, that's the one you see at event number 2. And then we'll be in Aspen Snowmass, February 27th, 28th. We'll be there. And then to wrap it up on the old Brad J's birthday, March 19th and 21st, Laux, Switzerland. So that's where it comes down to who is going to get the big win. Who's going to get it? Who's going to win the $160,000? Let's check the men's standings for just a moment, shall we? That's how that one's looking. Yuto Totsuka, a 100. And he's got the number 1 spot. Ruka Hirano, he is the number 2 spot. Ayumu Hirano, number 3. And you like to see USA's Alessandro Barbieri in that number 4 spot. So he's not far out. And even Chase Blackwell, too. If you look, Chase Blackwell in that number 6 spot for USA, trying to get up there and compete with the league. Well, how did he do it? What was Yuto's road to success in stop number 1? Yuto Totsuka, there you go. See, and the head-to-head format, you look at all the guys he took down, and he didn't just beat anyone. He beat Ayumu, too, in that mix. So, an 88.25 to a 90.75, just crushing that. Then it comes out in the semifinals, a 94.5 and an 83. And then, let me just step it up in the finals. And Ruka Hirano, he was facing 95 and a 96.5. And so, Yuto Totsuka, man, I'm telling you, he's the real deal to watch. All right, prize breakdown once again for Shaun White Snow League. $50,000 for first, 20 for second, third, 10, fourth, 5. And appearance fee for all 36 competing athletes with that, $5,000. So I like to see that. I think that's a good one, all right? I think when it comes down to it, that the money that Shaun White's putting out at this thing is well worth it for these competitors. So the one thing that I do think about, and does this change snowboarding competition in the future? I really don't. I don't think it does, but I think it gives snowboarders an opportunity to make some money doing what they love, and that's snowboarding, okay? Injuries on an Olympic year. If you're somebody that has a chance of making the Olympic team, this is an Olympic year right now. And the only one that's guaranteed to be on the Olympic team for halfpipe is Chloe Kim. So on the men's side, it hasn't been decided. But on the women's side, Chloe Kim. So who are the other 3 gonna go? So in an Olympic year, you got to be careful because you're trying to compete in the Olympics. So Snow League coming out, the year of the Olympics, there's a lot of hype on snowboarding, but you got to keep it. You got to keep it in mind. And so got a couple emails from people not digging on Shaun White, saying Shaun's this, Shaun's that. But I tell you what. He's giving back to snowboarding. He's giving guys an opportunity. So I think what he's doing is awesome. And you know what? I think that's going to do it for us. Access Media Snowboard. I'm Brad J. Thanks for tuning in. You know the deal, man. Subscribe, like, share, and let's keep this party going all the way through the Olympics because we're going on tour. All right? All right, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you on the hill.